Hello everyone, welcome to free crash course for competitive exams held by VIRAT Hindustan Sangham in association with Manifest IAS Bengaluru. This program is inspired by Dr. SWAMY and is convened by RAVISHANKAR sir, State Education Convener for VHS Karnataka branch. So I am the chief mentor of your program, DHANUSH. I have been mentoring competitive service aspirants for past 5 years and we are done with polity, history, economy and geography and negotiating the environmental part, which is very important part of the general studies section. You take any competitive exams for that matter, right? So yesterday, in the last class before that, I'll tell you where you can watch this program on the YouTube channel of VIRAT Hindustan Sangham. Here is the link for the channel, and also you can watch, you can connect to us for free mentoring on our Telegram channel, VHS Education Forum, for any information you need, right? So last class we were talking about the endangered species, that is IUCN endangered species and critically endangered species, extinct species, how the IUCN classification is done, that we were talking about in the last class. Today we are going to discuss the Indian biodiversity. How diverse is Indian biodiversity? You know what is biodiversity? That is the variety of plants and animals that is there in India, that we are going to discuss today, right? So, yes. So when it comes to India, India is a mega diverse country. India itself is called a subcontinent. Why India is called a subcontinent? Because it has got variety of climates, variety of plants, variety of animals and different religions, different languages. So though it is not a continent, it is as good as a continent. So much of diversity is there, from climate to population, from language to environment. Every type of diversity you will find it in India, right? So when it comes to India, India is a mega diverse country. The area of India in the world area is 2.4% of the area of the world is held by India, and India is the 7th largest country. You already know that. So when it comes to the species, we have 7% of the world species. Now, suppose let's say the world has 100 species together, plants and animals. India has got 7% of the species, and when it comes to population, India has 18.6% of the world population. So almost 1 in every 5 people is an Indian. So there are, they say there are 5 people in a gathering, it is highly probable that 1 person is an Indian. So that is the link, 18.6%, but if you carry out the census now, it will be as good as 20%. Okay, so when it comes to species richness, so you know what is species richness? That is the variety of species. So India ranks 7th in mammal. 7th rank in mammals. What do you mean by mammals? Those who give birth to young ones and feed their young ones, right? So human is a mammal, right? So 7th in mammal, 9th in birds. India ranks 9th in bird and 5th in reptiles. 5th rank in reptiles. So India has got a variety of diversity. So when it comes to the diversity, India has, I'll tell you what are these things. India has 2 reams. Reams, R-E-L-A-L-M-S. 2 reams. I'm going to tell you what is a ream, and 5 biomes. I'm also going to tell you what is a biome, and 10 biogeographic zone, that I'll tell you, and 25 biogeographic provinces. This is the vivid variety of diversity that we have. So when it comes to ream, so what is a ream, Andre? So it is the largest region in a ecosystem. So largest region in a ecosystem which has similar biota, Andre, similar type of animals, similar type of, Andre, similar, not exactly similar. So it is the largest region of the ecosystem where there is similar biota, that is climate, that is temperature, that is your plant variety, animal variety, all have some similar characteristics. So that is a ream. India has 2 type of reams. 2 reams India has. The first ream is Himalayan region. Himalayan region is the first ream. So that region, entire region forms one kind of ream. And the second ream is the rest of the subcontinent. That is, leaving out the Himalayas, whatever is there, that forms the second type of ream, right? So this is about the reams. So ream ge one more definition is, it is a continent or subcontinent with similar geography and flora and fauna. Andre, it might be as big as a continent or a subcontinent, but with similar geography should be similar and flora, plants and animals should be similar. That is the definition of a ream. So ream andre, they are going to ask you what is a ream. So you should remember, right? So India has how many reams? Andre? 2 reams. So Himalayan region belongs to Palearctic ream. Palearctic ream in Himalayan region. Palearctic ream ge India Himalayan region is going to belong to, and rest of the subcontinent, that is the peninsular India, Indo-Ganga plains and the islands, all these things belong to Malayan ream. Where do you find Malaya? Where is Malayan Peninsula? Your Malaysia, Singapore, that peninsula is the Malayan Peninsula, right? So Malayan ream, this rest of the subcontinent belongs to Malayan ream. So means what? Andre, Himalaya, if you leave out the Himalaya, rest of the subcontinent, climate, vegetation, flora and fauna is similar to what is found in the Malayan Peninsula or another that region, right? So this is about the reams. So how many reams are there? So I told you India has got 2 reams. So how many reams are there in the world? Idi world alli ಎಷ್ಟು ream ide? So totally terrestrial alli andre on the land there are 8 biogeographic reams. This number is very, very important. Around the world there are 8 biogeographic reams, right? This might be asked in your exam. So next we will talk about the biomes. So I told you how many biomes India has. India has got 5 biomes. What is the definition of biome? So biome andre plants and animals in an area with certain climate pattern. And there are plants and animals in a separate area, but that area has got a separate climate pattern, right? It has a distinct climate. It might be monsoon climate, it might be evergreen climate or a desert type of climate. That is a that climate along with the plants and animals there constitutes a biome. Not also what happens in the biome? In the biome, plants, animals as well as soil undergo interaction. Andre, so there is a climate. In that climate there are plants and animals. Their soils, plant and vegetation, plant and animals are interacting. That constitutes one biome. India has got 5 biomes. What are the 5 biomes that India has? So this is a biogeographic region, which is a subdivision. So 5 biomes, you should know it. One is tropical humid forest. Tropical means it is in the tropic region. What is tropic region? Below Tropic of Cancer and Capricorn, in between. So that is a tropic region. Tropical humid forest, that is the first biome. Second biome is deciduous forest. You know what is a deciduous forest? So India has got the maximum. So which is the largest soil in India? It is alluvial soil. Largest forest, it is the deciduous forest. So deciduous forest forms one biome, and third biome is warm desert. Warm desert is going to form the third biome. Fourth biome is coniferous forest, that is going to form the fourth biome, and the fifth biome is alpine meadows. Alpine is the cold region. So these are the 5 biomes which you should know by heart. That is tropical humid forest, deciduous forest, warm desert, coniferous forest and alpine meadows. These you should know by heart. So the next we will talk about, I told you there are 10 biogeographic zones in India. So what is a biogeographic zone? So a biogeographic zone has a distinct plants and animals. And one zone you are going to categorize a biogeographic zone not based on climate but based on a separate type of plants and animals, distinct plants and animals. So in biogeographic zone you have phytogeography and zoogeography. That is plant geography and animal geography. So totally there are 10 biogeographic zones. The first biogeographic zone is Trans-Himalayas. One second. Okay. So first one is Trans-Himalayas. So this is the Trans-Himalayas. What does it belong to? It has the Aksai Chin region, the Pakistan occupied Kashmir and the Ladakh region. Ladakh cold desert region is the first biogeographic zone. That means what? The plants and animals here are similar, right? That is the first thing. Second thing is the Himalayas. This is the second thing, including the northeastern Himalayas forms the second biogeographic zone. Third one is the desert. This is the third biogeographic zone. So fourth one is semi-arid between, so this is the fourth one. So between the Aravallis and the Deccan Plateau. Aravallis, I mean between the desert and Deccan Plateau, which includes the Aravalli Hills. Where is Aravalli range? It is somewhere here in the Rajasthan. So that is the fourth biogeographic zone. Fifth one is your Western Ghats. This is the fifth biogeographic zone. Sixth one is Deccan Peninsula. That is this. This forms the sixth biogeographic zone. Seventh one is your Gangetic Plain, Indo-Ganga Plain. That is the seventh biogeographic zone. Eighth one is your Northeast India. This forms the eighth biogeographic zone. Ninth one is your coasts. I mean, ninth one is your islands. So all these islands forms the ninth biogeographic zone. 10th one is the coast. That is the whatever the 7,500 kilometer coastline is there, that forms the 10th biogeographic zone. These are the 10th biogeographic zone into which India is divided. Next you have the fourth type of classification, that is biogeographic provinces. Biogeographic provinces, that is these biogeographic. So biogeography means bio means plant and animal, that is life, which is taken with the geography, and the landscape is demarcated. Andre measurement or boundary hakadu based on biology and geography. That is the biogeographic zone, which is further subdivided into 25 provinces. These are the 25 provinces, right? So biogeographic provinces, it is nothing but zones. Zones are further subdivided. So it is a 25 zones, provinces are there. So it is done by one person, two people called Rogers and Panwar. Rogers and Panwar does this biogeographic province demarcation. Name is not very important. It was done in 1988. So based on what does the biogeographic provinces are marked? See, biogeographic zone is based on plant and animals, whereas provinces is demarcated based on some more indicators. What are they? Altitude, moisture, topography and rainfall. Along with plants and animals, altitude, that is height, moisture, humidity content, topography, the landscape, the terrain of the region or the relief of the region, that one, and rainfall, based on which the 25 biogeographic provinces are marked. So Trans-Himalayas, what I told, that is divided into Himalayan Ladakh mountains, Tibetan plateau and Sikkim region. So three subdivisions. Himalayas divided into Northwest Himalaya, that is Pakistan occupied Kashmir, West Himalayas, Central Himalayas and East Himalayas. Then Indian desert is divided into Thar desert and Kutch desert. The semi-arid desert is divided into Punjab plains and Gujarat Rajputana. These are the 25 things. Western Ghats, the Malabar plains and Western Ghat mountains. So first, if you are traveling by ship from Arabian Sea, first you are going to encounter the Malabar plains. So this is called as what? Malabar in Kerala, Goan coast in Karnataka or Karavali in Karnataka, as well as in the in Maharashtra, what is it called? What coast? Konkan coast, right? Konkan coast. So what is the eastern coast of India called as? Coromandel coast. This name you should be knowing, right? Deccan Peninsula is divided into central islands, that is your Madhev Hills, Maikal Range, Vindhya and Satpura. Then Chota Nagpur Plateau, that is Jharkhand, that Chota Nagpur metal region, right? Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh, that Rajmahal Hills region. Then Eastern Highlands, that is the Eastern Highlands, that is this Eastern Ghats. Then you have Central Plateau, that is your Karnataka Plateau, Telangana Plateau. Deccan South, that is Tamil Nadu, Kerala region, right? Ganga Plains, Upper Ganga and Lower Ganga. Upper Ganga, middle till Uttar Pradesh, Lower Ganga from Bihar till West Bengal. Then coast, West Coast, East Coast and Lakshadweep. Northeast India, the Brahmaputra Valley and the Northeast Hills. What are the hills in Northeast? I've told you the other day. Naga Hills, Lusha Hills, right? Then Garo, Kasi, Jaintia, all these hills, Namcha, Barwa, all these things, right? So islands, Andaman and Nicobar. So what is the channel that divides the Andaman and Nicobar? Lakshadweep, 8 or 9 degree. It is 8 degree, right? So sometimes they say 9 degree, but actually it is 8 degree channel, right? So these are the provinces, right? Biogeographic provinces. Next, we will move towards the actual biodiversity of India. That is how biodiversity is classified. First, we will talk about the animal diversity. So, animal kingdom, it is divided into what? Vertebrates and invertebrates. What are vertebrates? Which has backbone and spinal cord is the vertebrates. So these are the most advanced beings, most advanced living beings are the vertebrates. Human beings are vertebrates or invertebrates? Vertebrates, right? So they are very small percentage of the whole population, just 2%, but they are dominant. So humans today dominate the world. They put all the animals into zoos and make fun of them, right? So when it comes to animal kingdom, vertebrates, you have fish, amphibians, reptiles, birds and mammals. So mammals are the most advanced in the vertebrate thing. Invertebrates, you have annelids, mollusks, arthropods, arachnids, echinoderms and protozoa. I'm going to tell all these things step by step. So you should know what are the things which belong to. This is highly probable, even in your constable exam. They are going to ask these questions because these are the favorite questions for the basic level examiners. UPSC won't bother all these things because they ask high level questions. So fish. So first we will talk about the fish. Fish is what? It is cold blooded. Through what does it respire? Gills. It does not respire through lungs. It has a gills. So that it will be somewhere. So if the fish, so I'm going to draw a bad diagram of fish. I'm going to say it's a bad diagram, which I know it is a bad. So if let's say you assume fish like this. So here somewhere you have gills like this, right? So that is the gills from which they are going to respire. They respire dissolved oxygen in the water, 0.01% of oxygen. Fish have scales and fins. Scales, Andre? What do you mean by scale? See, like this there will be there now. So if let's say this is the body of the fish, you have scales. So fish scales. So when you eat fish, that is what they remove first. So scales on the fish and fins. So this is fins, right? These are fins. This is the tail of the fish. So they lay eggs. Fish lay eggs. They don't give birth to live babies. So then you have amphibians. So what is the basic definition of amphibian? Living on water and land. So you have, they are cold-blooded. They are also cold-blooded. So see why cold? See these cold-blooded animals, they have a speciality. What speciality? They can adjust their temperature to the surroundings. So if they go in the shade, dark place, their body temperature will reduce. If they come to the sunlight, the temperature will increase, right? So even the snake is cold-blooded. That also does the same thing. So the amphibians has both lungs and gills. On land, they are going to breathe to lungs. So in water, they are going to breathe to gills, right? So they have a moist skin, slippery kind of a skin. So if you have touched a frog, you know how moist the skin is, right? So they also lay eggs and they have 4 legs, right? This is the basic uh, identification mark for the amphibians. Next is reptiles. Reptiles, all your snakes, lizards, all these things, right? So snakes, these reptiles, they are cold-blooded. They are also cold-blooded. They have scales on their body. They also have scales. They have, whereas see, amphibians has moist skin. Reptiles have dry skin. Their skin is dry. They also lay eggs. They lay the eggs, and they don't have ears. These reptiles don't have ears. So instead of ears, what do they have? They have ear holes. The snakes have holes in their body through which they perform the earring act, right? So they have ear holes. So sometimes these reptiles, just like lizards and all, they have 4 legs, or else they will be having no legs, right? This is the speciality of reptiles. Then birds. Birds are also called as aves. A-V-E-S. Aves. So they are, see, birds are warm-blooded. They have very warm blood. They have feather and wings. Puka. Right? So they also lay eggs. They keep eggs. So they also have, just like the reptiles, they have ear holes. Not ears, ear holes. Right? So they have 2 legs. They also have 2 legs. So next you have mammals. So mammals, they are warm-blooded and they have hair or fur on their body. Even humans had hair and fur on their body, right? Some people even today they have hair and fur on their body. So they give birth to young ones. They give birth to young ones and they nurse their young ones with milk, breast milk. They are going to feed to the babies, right? So one speciality of mammals is they have lungs. Instead of gills, humans have lungs. That is, mammals have lungs. So this is all about the vertebrates, the basic information. The invertebrates. So invertebrates, you have the first. So what in Andre, they don't have backbone. And how much percentage of the world has invertebrates, Andre? It is 98% of the world has invertebrates. Vertebrates, backbone only 2%. Invertebrates, 98%. They are not so evolved, right? So their body is fluid filled. Invertebrates body, see, instead of the hard skeleton, bone skeleton, they have a fluid filled skeleton. They do have a skeleton, but fluid filled. They are like fluid filled skeleton, right? Water filled skeleton, right? So fluid filled hydrostatic skeleton, andre it is a water filled skeleton. So these invertebrates has. So the example is worm, earthworm, jellyfish. All these things are the examples, right? So that is one type of skeleton they have, or they have a hard outer shell. Outer shell, andre on the body they have outer shell. Just like tortoise, they will be having one outer shell on their body. Example is insects. Insects and crustaceans, crab, all these things, right? They have a hard outer shell, right? So first one is your annelids. What are annelids? See, annelids, their body is divided into segments. It's best for me to show the diagram because these things you won't understand without a diagram. So it is just like a earthworm. Annelid body is just like a earthworm. So these are the annelids, right? So looks very disgusting. So annelids, their body is divided into segments. See, their body is divided into multiple segments, right? So this is one thing, and they have well developed internal organs. So that is the stomach, lungs, all those things are well developed in these animals. So they are found everywhere, and they don't have limbs. They don't have limbs. So the example is earthworm and leech. So leech you will find in the gut sections. So leech which sucks the blood. What do they put for leech? Salt, no? If you put salt, it will fall off. Huh? Okay, I've seen in some movies. And roundworms, even roundworms are annelids. So the next type of category of animals is mollusks. So these are mollusks which has a outer shell, snail. Basunula antaralappa adu. So snail. So they have soft skin inside, soft skin organ irutte, but outside they have a thick shell. Outer covering will be there, right? So they are found both on land and water. On land you have snail and other animals, whereas in the water, what are the animals? Octopus. Octopus is a mollusk, squid, oyster. These things people will eat. I don't think you will eat. So oyster, squid, octopus, all these things are belonging to the mollusk category. Next, we have echinoderms. Echinoderms are water living. So they are always found in they are ocean living. See, these are very factual things. You should by heart this. There is no other way to memorize this. So they are ocean living, all your starfish, all these things. So these are the echinoderms. So echinoderms, what is the information? They have arms and spines radiate from the body. See, from the body, arms and spines are radiating outside, right? So the examples are sea star and sea urchin and sand dollar, sea cucumber. All these are the examples of the what? Echinoderms. Next you have protozoa. Protozoa are very microscopic organisms. They are not visible to naked eye. These are protozoa, right? Not visible to the naked eye. So they are single-celled organisms. They have single cell. So they are very smallest type of organisms. They are microscopic. So, but they also carry out breathing. They do breathing, and they reproduce as well. The best example is your amoeba, right? So amoeba and flagellates are the best example for what? Protozoa. Next you have anthropods. What are anthropods? Okay. So anthropods, they have limbs with joints. So these are arthropods. So all these things. See, even butterflies. So crab is there. Some different animal is there. This is also there, right? This is also an arthropod, right? So they have limbs with joints. Even your spider is an arthropod. They have legs and joints. So how many knees does that spider has? ಎಷ್ಟು ಮಂಡಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಒಂದು that spider ಗೆ? They have 8 legs. 8 into each leg has 3 knees. 3 bends alva. 3 or 4? 3 bends. So 24 knees. I'm also curious. I think it is 32. I've read it somewhere. Knees in spider. They have 48 knees. Double of what we were projecting. So 8 legs with 6 joints on each. They have 6 joints on each. So spiders have got 48 knees, right? Okay, so these arthropods have a exoskeleton, that is outside skeleton which is hard, just like the mollusk. They have hard exoskeleton. You have what are the varieties? You have crustaceans, insects, and arachnids. So first we will look at what is crustaceans. See, crustaceans, insects, and arachnids. These are subcategories under arthropods, right? So it is this lobster and crab, all these are the crustaceans. So crustaceans are ocean living. They live in the ocean and they have hard external shell. The example is crab and lobster. They are called crustaceans, right? Insects. The second category under arthropods is your insects. Insects also have a exoskeleton. That is, the skeleton lies outside, right? So they have 3 body parts. They have 3 body parts. Andre that body of the insects, that is your butterfly. The examples are butterfly, bee, dragonfly, all these things, right? So they have 3, the body is divided into 3 parts, head, body and tail part, right? So it has got 6 legs, 6 legs are there on insects. Butterfly has how many legs? 6, 6 or 4. You have killed so many butterflies in your life and you don't know how many legs it has. So they have, these insects have 6 legs and 1 antennae. 1 antenna is there on their head, right? So that is about the insects. Then you have arachnids. Arachnids, the best example is spiders and scorpions. Arachnids are spiders and scorpions. I need not show you spider and scorpion pictures, but yeah, these are arachnids. Arachnids, so these are the things which have got 48 knees. That is especially the spider. So it has got 8 legs, 8 into 6. 8, so this one has got 8 legs. Okay. So 8 into 6, 8 into 6, 48 knees, right? So this arachnids, they are spiders and scorpions, but see the difference between insects and arachnids is they don't have antenna. Spider, you don't find antenna, and also insects, their body is divided into 3 subsection. Here, their body is divided into 2 subsection. See, subsection 1, subsection 2. Subsection 1 and 2, right? 2 parts, right? And they have 4 pairs of legs. 4 pairs of legs they have. So this is all about the arachnids, which is the arthropod category. So this is all about the animal diversity. So this basic information is very, very, very important for you. Next, we will look at the floral diversity. Floral diversity, right? So when it comes, that is plants. So when it comes to floral diversity, India ranks 10th in the world, 10th in the entire world, and 4th in Asia, 4th rank in Asia. And flora, India has got 11% of word diversity, 11% of the words diversity. So here the plant kingdom is divided into two categories. First category is cells and tissues are not highly organized. They are like disorganized type, right? The second part is cells and tissues are organized into functional structures, and there is proper organization. Cells have cell wall, all these things, proper cells are there. And also they are organized into tissues. That is the second subsection. In the unorganized is lower level of plants, organized is higher level of plants. So in this you have first category algae which contains chlorophyll, fungi and bacteria. So out of algae, fungi and bacteria which are unorganized, only algae has chlorophyll. What does it mean? It produces its own food, whereas fungi and bacteria, they don't produce their own food because they do not have chlorophyll. They depend on other things, other animals to produce their food, right? So algae has chlorophyll. They are green non-differentiated plants. They are green in color majorly, and they are non-differentiated plants. What do you mean by non-differentiated plant? See, non-differentiated plant andre you cannot show which is the root, which is the stem, which is the leaf, which is the fruit. Everything is mixed. There is no differentiation in the body of the plant. So suppose you take a mango tree, you can show which is the stem, which is the branch, which is the leaf, which is the fruit, which is the flower, which is the root, right? Which is the shoot. All those things you can show, but algae you cannot show. So I am going to show you the image of algae, because unless I show the image, these things will not sink into your brain. I think I have shown it already in under algal bloom. I will show it again. So this is about the algae. See, these are the algae. Pachi taranappa. As simple as that. See, this is the algae. Where did it go? Yeah. So you know, right, in the hill stations and all, green type, pachi type irutte, that is the algae. They can have their own food. They can produce their own food. Right? So this is about the algae. So there you will find it in the water regions and moist area. Very moist area you are going to find it. So with respect to algae, you should know this fact that fresh water you will find only green algae and blue algae. Fresh water irbekare, in that region you are going to find two colors, green and blue color. Whereas marine, salt water, you will find red and brown color. Red and brown color. This is the difference, which is very, very important. If you don't write down, it's your loss, right? So these are autotrophic plants. Autotrophic andre they produce their own food. Next is fungi. So these informations you should keep writing. I need not repeat it again and again. So fungi, they are not green. They are not green in color. They are non-differentiated. They are also non-differentiated. See, fungi image should I show? I think fungi image you will feel disgusted looking at it. But studying science, you should be open. If it is bad, I'll close it. Yeah, not so bad. So mushroom is a fungi. Do you know that mushroom is a fungi? So mushroom, they are non-green. See, none of them are green in color and they are non-differentiated. Andre, you cannot differentiate the body, the root, leaves, fruit, all those things, just like the algae. And they do not have chlorophyll. And the speciality of these fungi is they grow on dead and decaying organic matter, on dead organisms, dead wood, dead animals, right? On that they are going to grow. So they are saprophytes. Saprophytes and parasites means what? They derive their nutrition from the dead organic material. Dead animals or plants. From that they are going to derive the nutrition, right? So the examples is mushroom. Mushroom is the best example. See, largest category of fungi in India is found in the largest population of fungi is found in the Western Ghats. In our own Western Ghats, we are going to find it. The next category is bacteria. Should I show you the image of bacteria? You will be knowing bacteria. So, bacteria, they do not have chlorophyll. They also do not have chlorophyll. They are microorganisms. So, they have a saprophytic or parasitic existence. So, saprophytic or parasitic means what? They depend on other animals or plants to have their food. So, so they are pathogenic. Pathogenic andre they cause harm, right? So suppose you are having diarrhea, right, or vomiting. So some bacterial infection might be there, right? So some bacteria might have caused food poison, right? Because they depend on the host or the animals for their food, right? So some bacteria are soil borne, that is born out of the soil. So these bacteria are useful in industry. Some bacteria, yeast and all, they make use in making bread, right? Some bacteria are very useful, but not all bacteria, right? So this is the third category. The fourth category is lichens, not chickens, lichen. So these are lichens, ferns and all those things. So do I have a better image? So these are lichens. So they are found growing on the wood. Okay. So this is the lichen. So let us look into some information of lichens. So lichens are combination of alga and fungus. Andre, see what do you mean lichen andre? It includes both fungus and algae. Algae produces the food and that food is consumed by the fungi. Right? It is a symbiotic relationship. Andre, mutual existence. You give me food, I will give you water. Right? Fungi absorbs, the fungus absorbs water and supplies water to the algae. Right? So that is the speciality of lichens. So they are mutual benefit. Mutual benefit of what? Algae and fungus. Algae and fungus. So they are grayish green plants, almost grey in color. They are grayish green color plants, right? So where do you find these lichens? You will find it growing on the trees, tree trunks or rocks. Also you will find it on the rocks. So this mutual beneficial relationship of the fungus as well as the algae, it is called as symbiosis, symbiotic relationship, right? Where do you find this lichens? You will find it in the wetlands, right, where there is lot of water. So but one thing is, please remember, you don't find lichens in the groundwater. Lichens are not found in the groundwater. This fact, so they are going to give you a question. Lichens are found in this ecosystem. So first they will give desert ecosystem, second groundwater ecosystem. Third, wetland ecosystem. Fourth, tropical rainforest. So you can easily rule out desert, but you will be stuck between groundwater, tropical rainforest and wetland. So the closest option is rainforest and wetland, and you should mark wetland. It is as good as asking where is VIRAT Hindustan Sangham. It is in India, it is in Tamil Nadu, it is in Chennai. So all of them are correct. So that's how the options are. But you should hit upon the very specific option, right? So next we will talk about bryophytes. Bryophytes is the next type of organism. Bryophytes, next type of organism in the plant kingdom. So what are bryophytes? Certain basic information about this species is they are also plants, but they are differentiated. See, these are bryophytes. So I think the ferns are also bryophytes. So see, these are bryophytes. So bryophytes, yeah, they not the ferns but mosses. Moss. So moss, I have seen moss. See, this is moss. This is moss. This is moss. This is moss. This is also moss. So it is similar to algae here. Sometimes looks similar, but it is different. But see here, see algae, there is no differentiation between the body parts. Whereas bryophytes, there is a differentiation. You can differentiate between the stems and leaves. See, leaves is different, stem is different. You can differentiate, but in bryophytes, you are not going to find the roots. Roots sigalla nem kaili, right? You don't find the roots. So where do you find the bryophytes? Just like the algae, you will find it in the moist areas. Moist areas, you are going to find it. The best example is liverworts and mosses. Liverworts and mosses. So they are the second largest plants on the earth. So they are second largest. Still we don't know what is it. You should know bryophytes. The best example is liverworts and mosses. Look as many images as possible and suck the images into your brain so that you don't forget it in the future. Right? These are the bryophytes. Right? So next we will talk about pteridophytes. It begins with P, P-T-E-R-I, T-O-P-H-I-T-P-H-Y-T-E-S, but it is called as pteridophytes. Pteridophytes. P-T-E-R-I-D-O-P-H-Y-T-E-S. Pteridophytes. So the ferns are the best example. So these are the pteridophytes. See, these are ferns. Bryophytes are not ferns. Pteridophytes are ferns. So they have a well differentiated body. Andre stem, leaves, roots, all these things you can differentiate, and they have vascular bundles. What do you mean by vascular bundles? How can you relate that with the human body? What is vascular system? Even we have vascular system. Yeah. What is that? Huh? Your veins, arteries and veins. So they transport everything, alva. So that is a vascular system. There is a proper transportation system. So in the plants, the xylem and the phloem. What does xylem do? Xylem sucks water and nutrients from the soil and transports it to various parts of the plant. Phloem, what does it do? Food from the various parts of the plant to the, from the leaves to the various parts of the water. Leaves are food factories of the plants. I wish humans also manufactured their own food. Okay. So, but thankfully no, because we couldn't have tasted variety of food items, delicious foods. So, this pteridophytes, they have vascular bundles. They are terrestrial plants. These pteridophytes, you won't find it in the aquatic ecosystem. Only on land you are going to find it. So you are going to find the peridopites is also on the moist places. Three things I told you in moist places. One is bryophytes, algae, pteridophytes. These three things. So you will find these all places on the earth, on the land. So the ferns are the best example. You are going to find this in India in the Western Ghats and Himalayan region. Right? Clear? Okay. So next is gymnosperms. Gymnosperms. So these are gymnosperms. See, what do you mean by gymnosperms? See, these are all the seeds, various types of seeds. Those seeds, there is no cover, fruit cover agiralla. So the seeds are open. How do you remember this? I had a shortcut, very funny shortcut. I will tell you. I think it will be useful for you also. See, gymnosperms word, there is a word gym. So what do they do in gym? They show the body, right? So these plants are also showing their seeds. So seeds are not covered by the fruit. Mango, it is an angiosperm because the seed is covered by the fruit. See, these are, since they go to gym, they want to project their seeds, body, right? So these are gymnosperms. So they are naked seed plants. Their seeds are naked, right? So they have simple flowers, very simple flowers they are going to produce, and it is also non-differentiated. Andre, you cannot differentiate the flowers, petal, the stigma, ovules, ovary, all those things you cannot differentiate, right, in the gymnosperms, right? But they don't produce any fruits. Gymnosperms don't produce fruits, but they produce flowers, right? So the ovules from where the seeds are produced, that is present here. Not only that, there is ovary, style, stigma, all those things are there, but they are non-differentiated. You cannot differentiate which is the separate things. Just like the algae, where you cannot differentiate the roots, stem, leaves, all those things. Here also you cannot differentiate. So what are the different plants? You have cycas, pinus and pinus. So the best example is your pine tree. Pine is the largest category of gymnosperms on earth. So the next category is angiosperms. Angiosperms. I'm going to show you what is a angiosperm. So all your mango tree, guava tree, pineapple tree, angiosperms. Watermelon, everything. Does watermelon grow on a tree or on a creeper? So all these are angiosperms. Mainly they have flowers. So blessed is, so since school we are seeing the same diagram, right? Hibiscus. I don't know how many hibiscus flowers I have killed. Frustrated with biology. Biology was not my cup of tea. Okay, so angiosperms, they are close-seeded. Just like your mango, it is close-seeded. They are well-developed plants. Well-developed, and there can be differentiation. You can differentiate the roots, leaves, petals, stem, ovule, stigma, all those things you can differentiate. So they have flowers. They have ovary, stigma, style, and all those things. The classic example is this. Where is that image? Yes. Yeah. So, this is the petal of a hibiscus. This is ovary, where the seeds are produced. This is style. style of the, and this is stigma, the topmost thing. So this entire thing, ovary, style and stigma, SOS is the keyword, SOS, right? These three things are together called as pistil, pistil, right? So this topmost grains are anther, this is a filament, this is a petal. So anther and filament, both these things together called as stamen, stamen, right? So this is a sepal, the leaf is a sepal, and this is a receptacle, pentacle, all these things. See this ovule, ovule, and see there is ovary, within the ovary there is ovule, right? So this is about the angiosperms. So ovary are, see this ovary, they are fruits, they give the fruits, whereas ovules alli there will be seeds. Ovaries become the fruits, ovules become the seeds. This differentiation is very, very important. Ovary, fruits, ovules, seeds, right? From the seeds, new fruits will emerge. So India has 7% of the world's flowering plants, 7%, right? So this is all about the entire plant diversity. I have finished. Plant diversity is done. So here, these three are unorganized. When it comes to organized, you have non-vascular tissues and vascular tissues. So non-vascular, andre, there is no xylem phloem, that is your bryophytes. I showed you what is bryophyte, right? And liverworts, mosses, all those things. Then when it comes to vascular tissues, one is dispersed by spores. Spores are the holes, right? Pteridophytes, that is your fern. See, illi namgellu lichen anta one category illa. Why? Why there is no lichen category? Though I spoke about it. Use your common sense. Yeah, lichen is a mix of algae and fungi alva. So there is no separate category for that, right? Dispersed by seeds. What do you mean by dispersal? Dispersal andre from one plant another plant growing. That seed dispersal, right? In this, it is seeds are not enclosed. It is gymnosperms. Example is conifers and your pine. Second, seeds are enclosed. It is your angiosperms or flowering plants. So this is the entire plant diversity. Very, very important. Yeah, animal and plant diversity. Definitely one question, especially say when it comes to basic level exams, that is your constable exam, FDA, SDA, Steno, all these exams. These are the things which they are very interested about. Factual information. But higher up, you go to KS, not even KS, you go up to UPSC level. So there is very analytical. They don't ask factual, right? So this is all about the diversity. Then crop genetic diversity. So certain facts I am going to give you. So crop genetic diversity, that is agricultural diversity. And in agricultural diversity, India is 7th rank. 7th rank India has. That is agricultural diversity. That is different type of crops that are grown. So you have National Gene Bank. So the same question last class I am going to ask you today also. Where is International Seed Bank? Norway. Which is the place? Svalbard. Okay. So likewise we have National Gene Bank. So where is this National Gene Bank? It is at National Bureau of Plant Genetic Resources. National Bureau of Plant Genetic Resources. I'm going to tell you where is this so that you can relate it with Svalbard. So National Bureau of Plant Genetic Resources. Most probably it is, one second. It is in New Delhi. New Delhi. National Bureau of Plant Genetic Resources, which has got various crop seeds and everything. So next is livestock genetic diversity. Genetic diversity. What is livestock? What is livestock? What is animal husbandry? Huh? Pashu saganike. That itself is livestock. Yeah? If you are rearing some cows, some sheep, some goats, ducks, rabbits, fish, chicken, that is livestock. Right? That also comes under the animal, this agriculture category. Right? So you have National Agriculture Ministry, right? So it is, does it focus on only on agriculture? Hmm? So the ministry in India is Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare. Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare. What is the ministry with respect to livestock? So I think we have a separate ministry, or does it come under the? So it comes under the Agriculture Ministry itself, but there is a separate department called, ministry has departments. The department is Department of Animal Husbandry and Dairying. Animal husbandry doesn't mean you find husbands to the animal. So it is Pashu Saganike. So animal, yeah, that was a bad joke by the way. Animal husbandry and dairying, right? So livestock ali, what is the facts? So we have in the world highest number of buffaloes are there in India. We rank first in buffaloes. Yeah, all these political circles, you have a lot of buffaloes. Yeah, don't tell this outside. So, highest number of buffaloes, first category, yeah, it's being recorded. I apologize, as usual. Second is cattle. Second rank in cattle and goats, not sheep. Goats and cattle, second category. So, do you know that India is the largest exporter of buffalo meat? Buffalo meat, we are the largest exporter. Third category is sheep. Sheep is the third category. Fourth category is chicken. Okay. So this is about the livestock. Some facts I have given for you. So then we will talk about the wildlife of India. Wildlife. So you have what is the type? So basic information I am going to tell you. Himalayas, what are the type of wildlife you will find? You will find certain plants. Plants have they do that is rhododendrons, bamboo, sal, oaks, pine, fir, junipers, lichens and moss. These are the plants, that is plant diversity you will find in the Himalayan region, that is tropical rainforest in the northeast. You are going to find this. Then peninsular, you are going to find deciduous trees. Deciduous trees, you will find sal, teak, all those things, right? So in tropical rainforest of the Western Ghats, you will find some special vegetation called Shola forest. What is a Shola forest? How does a Shola forest look like? Shola, see, when it comes to Shola, it is just like a grassland on the mountains. You imagine Kodachadri, Kodachadri image. Or you imagine Nilgiri. I'll go show you how does a Shola looks like. They are very beautiful to look, but unfortunately they are deteriorating because of human intervention. See, it's a mix of tree and grass. So this is a classic image. Everybody who goes to Western Ghats, they click a picture. Who is this guy? Shola forest. I want to. So I think I've shown you. That's why it is showing blue color, violet color. So this is the Shola forest, which is a mix of trees and grass. So Nilgiris, you will find this, right? So one speciality of Western Ghats is, Western Ghats you will find short trees or tall trees. Western Ghats have the tallest possible trees. Yeah, go and see in Western Ghats. They are the tallest possible trees. Andaman and Nicobar, you will find what type of forest? Tropical rainforest and mangrove forest. Then you have mangroves. Where do you find? West Bengal region. And Andaman, you will find it in Gujarat also. Orissa also. Orissa, what is the mangrove? Bhitarkanika. Tamil Nadu, Pichavaram. Okay. So mangroves, can you name two types of mangroves? Mangrove trees? I have also remembered two things because there are many. Rhizopora and Avicenna. Rhizopora and Avicenna, these are the two mangrove species. So this is all about the animal diversity and plant diversity within India. Next, we will talk about the Scheduled Animals of Wildlife Protection Act. So is there something which I have to discuss in the images? Okay, invertebrates, see protozoa, I have shown you all the images. So I don't think it is necessary to show again. Okay. Only, so invertebrates I have shown you, vertebrates also I have shown you the images, right? Okay, so we will talk about the Scheduled Animals of India. So you have Wildlife Protection Act 1972. Again, I am going to ask you what happened in 1972. The same question. I am going to keep asking until you tell me. World Summit on Sustainable Environment or a Sustainable Human Environment. Stockholm Summit. I'm going to tell you the exact name. 1972 Environment Summit. So it is the United Nations Conference on Human Environment. Very, very important. United Nations Conference on Human Environment, also called as Stockholm Conference. Where is Stockholm? Sweden, yaar. Stockholm is in Sweden. Just because Europe is a small country, you cannot exchange the places. Europeans are very particular on that. Okay. So, yeah. So, scheduled animals. So, now, Stockholm Conference happens. India, Indira Gandhi Madam starts, gives the Wildlife Protection Act 1972. So, all your national parks, wildlife sanctuaries and your biosphere reserves, so especially the national parks and wildlife sanctuaries, they are demarcated based on the this thing. What? Based on the Wildlife Protection Act 1972. So there is a in Wildlife Protection Act there are 6 lists. Totally it is divided into 6 lists. So what are the lists? So there are six schedules. Rather, you can say there are 6 schedules. So Schedule 1 and so the protection varies from Schedule 1 to Schedule 6. So Schedule 1 animals are very highly protected, right? So you cannot kill them, you cannot trade them, you cannot transport them. All your tiger, lion, everything comes under the Schedule 1 animals of the Wildlife Protection Act. So Schedule 1 animals under Wildlife Protection Act and Part 2 of Schedule 2. Part 2 of Schedule 2 and the entire part of Schedule 1, they have absolute protection. Andre, no poaching, no hunting, no trading, all those things. If you do all those mistakes, you will face highest penalty. You will be put in jail, right? So, I think black buck was a, wait, I'll check black buck. Black buck in Wildlife Protection Act. So I think it is a Schedule 1. Yes, it is Schedule 1. That's why Salman Khan faced so much harassment. Not harassment, he faced so much penalty from the court because it's a Schedule 1 animal which he had hunted, right? So black buck case. So they have the highest penalty. So what are the animals you have? Black buck, rhino, lion, tiger, lion-tailed macaque. It's a monkey, lion-tailed macaque. Great Indian bustard. Where is Great Indian bustard? Where do you find it? I've told you other class. Great Indian bustard anta bandre, please remember it is Rajasthan. It is a critically endangered bird, right? So then you have Schedule 2 animals. See, Schedule 2 animals, they also have protection, but a lesser degree of protection. So what are the animals in Schedule 2? You have the dhole, dhole, king cobra. King cobra is a second Schedule 2 animal. Then flying squirrel. Squirrel which flies. So they actually, I was also curious, how does a squirrel fly? But when I watched National Geography, they show that from one tree to another tree, they will just like go gliding. There is a difference between flying and gliding. Gliding and they have some sort of wings, they glide. So even humans from mountains, they jump, they glide using a glider, right? That is gliding. So that falls under the Schedule 2. Then you have Schedule 3 and Schedule 4 animals. So Schedule 3 and 4, they are also protected, but lower penalty. Right? You won't be prosecuted strictly. So Schedule 3, hyenas, I hate them. After watching Lion King movie. Have you watched Lion King movie? No? You have missed a very big part in your childhood. So hyenas, nilgai, barking deer, all these are Schedule 3 animals, right? Then Schedule 4 animals, vultures. There are many types of vultures, right? Red-headed vulture, right? Then Egyptian vulture, all these things. So they are Schedule 4. Mongoose. Mongoose is also a Schedule 4, and which is the enemy of mongoose? Snake. Right? We have a story, Janapada story in Kannada, right? So mongoose. Then Schedule 5 animals. So Schedule 5 animals are vermins. What do you mean by vermin? You can kill them. Can kill, nobody will ask it. What are the Schedule 5 animals? There are only 4 animals which we are allowed to kill. One is mice. Second is rat. Third is crow. Fourth is flying fox. Flying fox. These 4 things you can kill as you wish. Right? But don't go and kill. 6 schedule animals are, they are not animals. 6 schedule, it is plants. So these plants, the cultivation of these plants is banned. You cannot cultivate these plants. So what are these plants? They are red vanda, blue vanda and picture plant. Red vanda, blue vanda, picture plant. I am going to show you the images. Right? So this is about the Wildlife Protection Act, the 6 schedules. So today one special thing what I am doing is, I am going to tell you all the critically endangered and endangered animals. If you wish, you can make it a note of it, because I have condensed it from big source. So these examiners, they are not going to ask you near threatened, vulnerable, all those species, but critically endangered animals and plants, they are definitely going to ask you. So according to Wildlife Protection Act 1972, I have mixed everything. So first is endangered. So your brown antlered deer. So you will, it is an endangered animal. It is an endangered animal. You will find it in Northeast India. So you will find it in the grassland habitat. Next you have next one is brown bear. So all critically endangered, I am going to show you the images, not the endangered ones. Critically endangered brown bear. So this is a critically endangered animal. So you will find it in the Himalayan region, Himalayas, and they live in the rainforest. It is critically endangered, means what? Less than 50 living species. I told you the criteria. Then Chinese pangolin. Chinese pangolin is an endangered animal. So that also you will find in the Himalayas. So they say that this SARS or MERS virus, I think even COVID, they say it is from pangolin animal, right? So COVID. So next is fishing cat. Fishing cat is an endangered animal. Just put E. in the bracket. So fishing cat, that also you will find in the Himalayas and northeast. So where do you find this fishing cat? In the wetlands. In the wetlands, oxbow lakes and mangrove ecosystem, you are going to find it. Next is Ganges river dolphin. This is very important. So it is not critically endangered, it is just endangered. It is an endangered fish, endangered animal. You will find it in the Indus and Ganges rivers. Next you have golden langur. Golden langur, it is a endangered animal. You will find it in the northeast India. Northeast India. Moist evergreen forest. Right? Then you have Ispid hare. Hispidhare. It is a endangered animal. Endangered animal. You are going to find it in the grasslands. Grasslands. Right? Then you have Hullock gibbon. Hoolock. Hullock gibbon. It is a endangered animal. You will find it in the northeast India. In the forest region, northeast India. Then you have red panda. Red panda, you will find it is an endangered animal. You will find it in the temperate forest. Temperate forest, red panda, right? So next is lion-tailed macaque. Lion-tailed macaque. So it's a monkey, right? So it is endangered. You will find it in the Western Ghats region, evergreen forest, right? So then red slender lorry. This is, you need not write this because it is in Sri Lanka. So it is not in India. That is also endangered. So now most important, Malabar civet. The Punugu example I gave. It is critically endangered. So I am going to show you the image. So why I am showing image? So there might be a time where we will see it only in the images, right? They might get extinct. We don't know because humans are explore. Oh, 1 second. What did I say? Malabar civet. Malabar civet. See, UPSC is also interested in Malabar civet. It's a cat, yeah. It's a different. Yes, this is the Malabar civet. See, somebody has killed it. Huh? Yeah, they're in the zoo. So, critically endangered thing, you will find it in the Western Ghats only, nowhere else. So, write down it is found only in the Western Ghats. Next, you have Himalayan musk deer. Himalayan musk deer, it is endangered. It is endangered. You will find it in the alpine environment. Next you have Nilgiri Thar. Nilgiri Thar, it is a type of deer, different type of deer, looks like a deer, so it is endangered. You will find it in the Western Ghats. Next, critically endangered pygmy hawk. Pygmy hawk. You will find it in the North Bengal region. Pygmy hawk. Pygmy human. So these are pygmies in South Africa. They are not critically endangered. It is pygmy hawk, which is critically endangered, right? So pygmy hawk, North Bengal region in the grassland. See, this is a pygmy hawk. Sorry, where is this pygmy hawk here? Or did I search? 1 second. Researching wallpaper. This is a pygmy hawk. Looks like a pig only, proper. So this is critically endangered. Doesn't look nice also. Let it die. Who cares? Okay. So it is bad for the biodiversity if it dies. So you will find it in the grasslands. Then you have snow leopard. Snow leopard is endangered. it is endangered. You will find it in the Himalayas, alpine region. Then you have one animal called chiru. Chiru is also endangered. You will find in the same mountain area, that is cold region. Then you have tiger. Indian tiger, it is critically endangered or endangered? Just endangered. It is endangered. You will find it in the Asian region. Indian buffalo, that is also endangered. Indian buffalo is endangered. You will find it in the deciduous forest. Deciduous forest. Now one animal called terrapin. It is critically endangered. Terrapin, very important. Critically endangered are very, very important. So terrapin is, it is a terrestrial animal. So this is a terrapin, right? So it is critically endangered, looks nice also. So it is not a turtle. Turtle is one which is in water, fresh water or salt water. It's a tortoise, right? So it is terrestrial. Then one more critically endangered, gharial. What is gharial? I told you the other day. How does it look like? Gharial is a crocodile, but a sharp snout. They have very sharp snout. See, this is a gharial. So this is a gharial. So gharials are critically endangered. You will find it in the Chambal and Sun River. Only in the freshwater. Only in the freshwater thing you are going to find this. Then you have green turtle. Green turtle is endangered. Just endangered. It's a migratory turtle. Then three critically endangered animals I am going to tell you. Oxbill turtle. Back to back, I'll show you their images. Oxbill turtle. Oxbill turtle, it is a critically endangered. It is a migratory turtle. It migrates. So that is found in the tropical region. Tropical region. So this is a oxbill turtle. Looks nice also. Then Bengal florican. It is critically endangered. Trained. Okay, so that is why it is critically endangered. Bengal florican, you will find it in the grasslands. So it's a bird. Bengal florican, it is critically endangered, right? So they have a proper headgear also, right? Bengal florican. Then you have a forest owlet. Forest owlet is also critically endangered. Forest owlet, critically endangered. So that you will find it in the dry deciduous area. Dry deciduous area, that is endemic. So this is critically endangered, endemic. So next is last endangered species, hog deer. Hog deer, you will find it in the grassland. That is the last endangered species I'm going to talk to you. So some endangered, critically endangered animals, birds, I'm going to tell you. You should note it down. You should note it down. So these are very important. So critically endangered, Jenkins Andaman spiny shrew. Jenkins, see, critically endangered, they will ask you. Jenkins Andaman spiny shrew. It is critically endangered. It is found in the Andaman region. So see, it's a rat here. Jenkins, so the name seemed as if it's a big animal. It says rat. Jenkins Andaman spiny shrew. This is critically endangered. Then Kondana rat, Andhra Pradesh, I think. Kondana rat is also endangered species. Elvira rat. So this is also endangered species. Sorry, critically endangered. That is why I am making you to write it. Kondana rat is critically endangered. Elvira rat. Where is Elvira rat? Okay, Elvira rat is also critically endangered. Then Namdapa flying squirrel. See, this is a Elvira rat. This is a Elvira rat which is critically endangered. Then you have Namdapa flying squirrel. Yeah. So this is how a flying squirrel looks. That is also critically endangered. Namdapa flying squirrel. See, this is how it flies. It glides. It doesn't fly, it glides. Yes, like bats. So Namdapa flying squirrel. Then you have Sumatran rhino. Sumatran rhino. So Sumatra, where is Sumatra? That is also critically endangered. Sumatran rhino. See, they don't have the sharp snout Indian rhinos has. See, our rhinos have proper this thing. See, they don't have that. What is it called? Horn. So then you have very important Hangul. Kashmiri stag. Hangul, it is a state animal of Jammu and Kashmir. Kashmiri stag. Kashmiri stag. Kashmir stag. Also called as Hangul. It is critically endangered. Hanguls. So see, they are like deer. They are critically endangered. It is a state animal of the Jammu and Kashmir, right? So then marine mammals which are critically endangered, you have the dolphins. So dolphins, Gangetic water dolphin, is it critically endangered or endangered? I'm going to just check it. Gangetic dolphin IUCN status. So they are just endangered. Gangetic dolphin just endangered. Indus dolphin, I am going to just check it. They are also endangered. Just endangered, right? So that is one thing. Then dugong is very important. That is critically endangered. It's a marine animal. Dugong, you will find it in the Andaman region. I'm going to show you. It's like seahorse. It's a sea cow. Sea cow. Dugong. So dugong is also see, this is dugong, right? It is critically endangered, Andaman region. Many times in UPSC they have asked this question. Then manatees are also marine animals which are critically endangered. If you don't write down, it's a loss for you. They are just similar to dugong and dugong, right? They are also critically endangered. Then some 5 animals, though being mammals, they lay the eggs. What are the 5 mammals which lay eggs? Mammals give birth to live ones, right? So some 5 of them lay eggs. Which are the 5 of them? What are the 5 things which lay eggs? So first is your egg-laying mammals, you also called monotremes. So monotremes, what are monotreme? Andre egg-laying mammals. Egg-laying mammals are called monotremes. You will find it in the Australia, New Guinea region. All 5 of them you will find in the Australia, New Guinea region. So the first one is duck-billed platypus. Duck-billed platypus you will find in the Tasmanian region. Where is Tasmania? Below Australia, a small island below Southeast Australia, Tasmania. Just like India, Sri Lanka, Australia has Tasmania, right? There you will find this monotremes, duck-billed platypus. It's a egg-laying mammal, right? Then you have echidna. So echidna, that is also egg-laying mammal. The egg will be there in the pouch. It has a pouch in which egg will be there. Then you have marsupials. Marsupials, they are also pouched mammals. Marsupials are pouched mammals. So echidna, duck-billed platypus, echidna, I'll show you. Quickly, I'll show you duck-billed. Echidna has 4 types. Duck-billed platypus is one type, right? Totally 5. So this is a echidna. Sorry, duck-billed platypus. Right? It is a egg-laying mammal. Then you have, what did I say? Echidna. So they are pouched animals. Pouched animals. So this is a echidna. It is yeah, it is like porcupine. Then you have marsupials. Marsupials are pouched animals. 1 second. Marsupials are pouched animals. Echidna are like porcupine. You have 4 types of them, right? So marsupials. So echidna, the egg is in the pouch. Marsupials are pouched animals. They have a proper pouch. See, kangaroo, koalas, they have a pouch here, right? So they have, see, they are placental mammals. The placenta, what is placenta? See, when the kid is born, the Korulbali antala, it is connected to the mother. That is the placenta. They cut it after the kid is born, right? They are placental mammals, right? So they are nourished in the uterus. Andre, within the mother's womb, it is nourished by the placenta, and that is why mother's blood supply, right? So these are the, these are what? These are what? The marsupials, right? So this is all about the marine mammals. Next, we will look at certain critically endangered birds. Critically endangered birds. So the first bird is Jordan's courser. Jordan courser is the first critically endangered bird. You should note down the critically endangered animals, or else it is your loss. Jordan's courser. So you will find this in the Andhra region. In the Andhra region you will find it. So in the Andhra you have Lankamaleshwara Wildlife Sanctuary. There you will find this Jordan's courser, which is critically endangered, right? Then forest owlet. Forest owlet, did I show you? I showed it, right, earlier. So that is also critically endangered in the Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra region, in the deciduous forest of Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra region. Then you have white-bellied heron. White-bellied, where is white-bellied? Google is least bothered about critically endangered birds. So you will find white-bellied heron in the Assam, Andhra Pradesh region, in the river sand. This is a white belly. See, they have a white belly here, right? This is critically endangered. Then you have Bengal florican. Bengal florican I already showed you. That is a critically endangered bird. Then you just note down the names and Bayat, so that you know which are the critically endangered birds. Himalayan quail. Himalayan quail is a critically endangered bird. So you will find it in the grasslands and shrubs. Grasslands and shrubs. So this is the Himalayan quail. See, it has a proper feather over it. So it looks like our sparrow, but it has a crown, proper crown it has. Himalayan quail. Then pink-headed duck. Pink-headed duck is the next critically endangered bird. Pink-headed duck. So that you will find in the wetlands. In the wetland region, you are going to find the pink-headed duck. Then you have, so this is a pink-headed. See, they have a proper pink head. That's why they have become critically endangered, because humans will kill the nice-looking animals. Sociable lapwing. Sociable lapwing. Yeah, as if the skin is removed. Sociable lapwing. Yeah. So this is a sociable lapwing. Then you have spoon-billed sandpiper. That is also critically endangered. Last bird. Spoon-billed sandpiper. Then Siberian crane. You know Siberian crane. So this is a spoon-billed sandpiper. This is also critically endangered bird. Last one is Siberian crane. So you will find Siberian crane in the Kelodio National Park. Where is Kelodio National Park? Rajasthan. So then you have corals, some type of corals. One type of coral is critically endangered. You know, right? Corals are also living things. So they have a symbiotic relationship with zooplanktons, right? Fire corals. Fire coral. So this is critically endangered coral. So this is a fire coral. So if you contact this coral, your skin will become like burning sensation, right? So fire corals, they are also critically endangered. They look like jellyfish. Some of them look like jellyfish, it seems, and if you touch it, your skin will have a burning sensation. So next is about migration of the birds. So birds migrate from place to place. There are certain birds which migrate from Siberian region, Russia, to our India, various places. We have Ranganthittu Wildlife, this bird sanctuary. Then name few of them. Kokrebellur is there. Then near Shumaga, what is that here? Sakrebailu is there, right? So there are multiple, even this Chilka Lake, Kolleru Lake, everywhere these birds come. So this migration is regular, Andre. Every year they are going to come and is recurrent. Every year it is going to recur and it is cyclical. It's a cyclical pattern. You will observe. Why do they migrate? Why do birds migrate? See, one is reproduce. Second is in search of food. Third is in Siberia during the winter, the climate is very cold. Right? What other reason? They also want to have fun, yeah, look at places. So that's why it's not that reason. So climate, so various things with the movement of sun, various reasons are there. Reproduction, food, all those things. Right? So you have two types of migration. One is winter migration, another is summer migration. Note down which are the winter birds. 2 or 3 I am going to tell you. Winter migration birds are Siberian crane, flamingo and wood sandpiper. So many are there. These 3 are important. So because you cannot remember everything. If this comes, it's good. It's your luck, or else gone. Summer birds, Asian koel and cuckoos. Asian koel and cuckoos are summer migratory birds. So next we will talk about the wildlife diseases in India. Wildlife diseases, some of them. So what are the wildlife diseases you have? The first one is tuberculosis. Animals also get the tuberculosis. They get it from, what is the bacteria of tuberculosis? In animals it is Mycobacterium. See, animal diseases are very, very important. Some 8 are there, very important. Mycobacterium, which are the animals it affects? It affects deers, cats, all these animals. Next you have anthrax. Anthrax, which animals does the anthrax affect? Cow does it affect, anthrax? So anthrax comes from the Bacillus anthrax bacteria. Bacillus anthrax. So which are the animals? Gaur, barking deer, all these animals are affected by it. Then you have rabies. So rabies comes from the rabies virus. It's a virus. So it affects dogs, as you know, tiger, lion, bear, all these animals rabies is going to affect. Then you have foot and mouth disease. Even the cows will get this disease, foot and mouth disease. So it is also comes from the FMD virus. Rabies and FMD from virus, not from bacteria. So which are the animals? Nilgai, sambar, all these animals. Sambar is an animal, not the curry. Then you have rinderpest. One more disease, rinderpest. So it comes from the microbillivirus. So which are the animals? Deer, wild pig, or the animals. Then you have trypanosomia. That is also caused from the microbillivirus. Trypanosomia, which are the animals, tiger and elephant. The last important disease is toxoplasmosis. Toxoplasmosis. So the pathogen is Toxoplasma gondii. Toxoplasma right? It affects the monkey called rhesus macaque. RHESUS right? So these are the wildlife diseases which are very, very important. 8 things I have told you by heart it. There is no other way. Then we will talk about the last but one topic, species extinction. Species are getting extincted. Why? There are 2 reasons for species extinction. One is deterministic process. Second is stochastic process. What is deterministic process? Glaciation, deforestation, all these things. Animals are getting glaciation. Glaciation is the accumulation of ice. Deforestation, you know. Though those things are deterministic. Nature determines the action. Glaciation and deforestation, right? So then stochastic process. Stochastic process andre they are random events. They are not deterministic. Andre ide time agutte anta helakagalla. So what are they? Weather change. Weather change is a stochastic thing. Disease, decreased food, all these things are stochastic processes, right? So why do animals go extinct? Andre one is, some reasons are, see, when they get concentrated in the same place, they go extinct. They should be dispersed properly. If humans were in the same place, one disease comes, everyone will die, right? Then unstable population, lack of food, all these are the lack of reproduction, climate, all these are the reasons for extinction. There are 2 types of extinction, natural extinction and artificial extinction. Natural extinction is, the reasons are continental drifting, natural, plate tectonics, then climate change, tectonic theory, all these are the natural reasons. Volcanoes, all these are the natural reasons. Artificial extinction, you know, humans are responsible, pollution, hunting, all those things. So humans are directly making the animals go extinct, or also indirectly, right? These are the 2 reasons. Then the last concept of the day is man-animal conflict. What do you mean by man-animal conflict? That is, animal is there, man is there. The humans are expanding their base. They are going to various places, right? So that is why they are taking the animals' place. That is why they are taking the forest and building houses. That is why man-animal conflict is there. So what are the causes of man-animal conflict? One is greed of humans. Then humans going into the forest places, building houses, right? Lack of food of animals, climate change, all these are the causes, right? Climate change, you know, they come into the cities, right? Impact, what does impact? Even the elephants getting killed on the train, railway, right? And also the tigers and lions getting killed in the roadway, or any other animal, that is also man-animal conflict. Even if snakes come to your home, that is also man-animal conflict. What is the impact? Impact enagutte? Killing of animals, loss of biodiversity, right? So death of humans also, right? So all these are the bad effects of the man-animal conflict. What should be done? Strategies. So some strategies are, night time they are going to ban the travel in the national parks. That is one strategy. Second thing is, don't encroach the forest area, right? Or build bridges in the forest area if you want to go, right? All these are the strategies, right? Spread awareness among the population. So make availability of food for the animals in the forest itself. Reduce the climate change, increase afforestation. All these are the steps towards reducing the man-animal conflict, right? This, you know, right, what is man? So if an elephant comes and kills a human in the city, that is a man-animal conflict, as simple as that. If a man drives his vehicle on a highway on an animal, that is also man-animal conflict. Not dogs, but the forest animals, right? So this is all about the man-animal conflict. Tomorrow I am going to talk about the plant diversity of India. Today I spoke about the animal diversity. Until then, take care. Please make good use of the classes. If you have any doubts, please Ping me on our Telegram channel, VHS Education Forum. Please give feedback, because without your feedback, we won't be able to improvise our classes, right? Please take good care of your health. Let us meet in the next class. Take care. Jai Hind. Namaste.